What is going on, YouTube people? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I took one trade and I got extremely lucky. I think it was still the right trade, but again, the market was on my side today and sometimes you just get lucky. So I'm going to go over that. It's a very, very simple trade. I've been trading the opening range break, the 15-minute orb. And today, this is the NQ on the 5-minute time frame. And I marked out the high and the low of the orb. I personally like the continuation plays, so I would like to see a break of this level, a retest, and then another to go short. I did not see that today. I saw it a couple of times, but I figured today I would watch it on the 5-minute and not the 1-minute. So I was fortunate to not get stopped out here because, again, I just didn't feel super clear about that. And then once we broke above here, I was like, okay, it feels a little weird. I didn't want to chase here, so I was very fortunate. I let the market play out a little bit, and I didn't actually take my trade until about 11:15 this morning. And it broke back above the bottom end of the range, broke above, what is this, my 20 SMA, broke above the 20 SMA. That gave me a little bit more confirmation, but I entered on the 11:15 candle right here. I felt pretty solid about it. Because you can still trade the orb as it's basically ranging, right? So you don't have to play the continuation either long after a break and retest or short after a break and retest. You can play in between. So it gives you essentially 4 options to play. And in this particular case, longing from the bottom of the range to play towards the top of the range. Originally, I did not have any targets. I really just set my stop loss below this swing right here. I felt pretty comfortable because that was below the range, that was below the 20 SMA. All of those places, I thought it was a pretty decent stop, pretty good risk to reward, considering I didn't really have a target other than this right here. I was in this for quite a while, and I was just hanging out. Didn't really bother me too much. And then the 11:50 candle kicked in. And to be honest, I still haven't checked whether or not this was news or not, which is probably not the greatest. But it started to move very quickly. And all I did here, and the reason I stopped out at 23,257 is because I was trailing my stop loss pretty hard. And I figured since it was kind of exploding upward, I said, let me just try to capitalize it because I wasn't sure if it was just going to shoot up and then right back down. So I made sure to trail my stop loss to make sure that I took all the profits that I could get, and it worked out really well. I missed out on, quite a bit of money here, but beggars cannot be choosers. And what this play ended up being a $1,200 play. So that was pretty insane. I was anticipating probably a $400 to $600 play, just taking a small portion of this towards the upside, but turned out to be a great play. And I guess a little bit of irony here is that the break and retest actually on the upper end did end up working. So you could consider this a break and then a retest, and then it took off in the upward direction. So interesting that the orb would have played in 2 ways, but the third way, again, the short here, this probably trapped quite a few people. And had I been in front of the charts and focused here, that would have trapped me for sure. However, I didn't get in there, but the long inside of the range would have worked. The break and retest of the top end of the range and then taking a long would have worked. So 2 out of the 3 potential trades from orb today played. So good way to look at the opening range break strategy and see how it may work for you, and that's how it worked for me. But that's all I have for you. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.